Coronation Street spoilers reveal that the police begin narrowing in on the leading suspect in Theo's murder next week. Kit uncovers an important clue as the intense whodunit storyline continues. The soap recently confirmed 6 possible suspects connected to Theo Silverton's shocking death: George, Gary, Summer, Christina, and Danielle. At the beginning of the week, Kit assures Todd that investigators are getting closer to identifying Theo's killer, though his comments leave Summer visibly uneasy. At the same time, Maggie becomes trapped in further deception, while Daniel faces abuse from online trolls. While tidying up, George accidentally knocks over Summer's bag and is alarmed to discover a journal page describing someone holding a gun to Theo's head. George and Christina begin reading through the diary, but they are interrupted when Summer suddenly returns home. Later, Kit studies Lisa's wedding photographs and notices a key detail that could connect Summer to the crime. Following the discovery, Lisa brings Summer in for questioning. Out on the street, Todd stands by Summer and defends her to Lisa. George later questions Summer about Theo's death, and a flashback reveals what he witnessed on the night of the murder. Furious over his suspicions, Summer turns the blame back on George, accusing him of being responsible for Theo's death instead. George later admits to Christina that he has informed the police about Summer's lies. When Christina points out that the police could soon come after her too, Summer overhears the conversation and quietly slips away. Todd later encounters Summer carrying a hold-all bag. She explains that she fears being arrested for Theo's murder, so she has contacted her university in America and plans to leave that afternoon. Summer then remembers a witness who may be able to confirm her alibi. The question remains whether they can prove her innocence and whether she manages to make it to the U.S. Elsewhere, Ben receives a phone call from the police informing him that Megan has been released on bail. During a family lunch, Maggie arrives after being invited by Ollie, leaving Ben unimpressed. At the meal, Ben tells Will that Megan is free again. Maggie is horrified and promises Will she will protect him, but Ben loses his temper and shocks Ollie and Will with a devastating revelation. Will later confides in Tim that he cannot relax knowing Megan is no longer in custody. Ben attempts to organize a family holiday, but Susie's fierce loyalty to her relatives creates further trouble for the Driscoll family. Ben is then informed that Will failed to attend his PE exam. Bethany finds Will in the precinct and tries to support him by drawing on her own experiences of grooming. However, when she touches his hand, Will reacts aggressively and accuses her of inappropriate behavior. Meanwhile, Daniel admits to Jodie that he still doesn't feel ready to face the outside world. Jodie tells him she recently saw Cassie and claims that Bertie desperately misses him, encouraging Daniel to get himself together. Daniel later goes to collect Bertie from number 1, only to discover the boy has been enjoying himself. Returning home angry, Daniel confronts Jodie for misleading him. When Jodie reveals that it is her birthday, Daniel is surprised and offers to take her out for lunch. Later, Nick brings out a birthday cake and everyone joins in singing, but the celebration is cut short when Shona arrives and exposes the truth. Jodie's birthday is actually in December. Coronation Street reveals a major new clue in Theo Silverton's murder investigation as Summer Spellman becomes Kit Green's latest prime suspect tonight. The breakthrough centers around a brooch that may finally unlock the mystery behind Theo's death. While taking a short break from work, Kit looks through photographs from Lisa and Carla Connor Swain's wedding reception and suddenly notices an important detail hidden in one of the images. Showing the photo to Lisa, he points out that the woman in the picture is wearing the same brooch recovered from Todd's flat. Convinced they have a significant lead, Lisa immediately places the image on the evidence board, confirming that Summer was the person wearing the jewelry. Summer had worn the brooch during the wedding celebration at Underworld, but viewers may remember the item was first brought up earlier this month during George Shuttleworth's police interview. At the time, D.S. Connor Swain showed George a photograph of the brooch, explaining that it had been discovered at the flat covered in blood, with DNA test results still pending. George insisted he had never seen the jewelry before and claimed he had no idea who it belonged to. Although Summer clearly despised Theo before his death, the latest discovery raises questions over whether she could truly be capable of killing him. Harriet Bibby recently spoke about the storyline and explained that viewers are now seeing a very different side to Summer. She noted that while the character has often appeared sensible in the past, she can also react emotionally under pressure. The actress added that Summer has been forced to make more decisions on her own recently, especially without Billy's support and with Todd facing his own struggles. Because of that, she believes it has been exciting to explore a darker and more unpredictable side of the character, leaving viewers uncertain about what she may be capable of. She also suggested there may have been a moment where Summer felt she was fighting for survival. Theo had previously threatened her and warned that he would bury her if she got in his way, meaning Summer could have believed it was either her life or his. The storyline now leaves fans questioning whether Summer is truly guilty or if the brooch is simply another misleading clue in the mystery. Next week on Coronation Street, Summer faces increasing pressure as the police investigation into Theo's murder intensifies. Elsewhere, the Driscoll family are thrown into more turmoil. Sarah continues struggling with her confidence after the recent attack, and Daniel becomes the victim of cruel online abuse. But who is behind it? Here are 18 major moments set to unfold on the cobbles. Following a new discovery from Kit, Lisa takes Summer to the police station for questioning as detectives continue working on Theo's murder case. Later, Todd steps in to defend Summer when speaking with Lisa. The police are not the only ones searching for answers, though, as George also confronts Summer with questions about Theo's death. A flashback then reveals exactly what George witnessed that night. How will Summer react when she learns what he knows? Distressed by George's suspicions, Summer lashes out and accuses him of being Theo's killer instead. Her situation becomes even worse after she overhears Nina and Asha gossiping about her behind her back. Gary, who has also faced suspicion over Theo's murder, notices that Summer is struggling and offers to take her out for tea. As the investigation moves forward, Christina lands herself in trouble after police discover she has been lying. Feeling increasingly anxious, she pressures George to tell Lisa everything he saw on the night Theo died. Following his tense conversation with Summer, George admits to Christina that he has already spoken to the police because he no longer believes Summer's version of events makes sense. Christina comments that it is only a matter of time before the police act against Summer, unaware that Summer has overheard the entire conversation. Panicked, Summer quietly slips away and begins preparing to leave Weatherfield. Todd later spots Summer carrying a hold-all bag and asks her where she is going. Summer explains that she fears the police are about to arrest her for Theo's murder, so she plans to leave immediately for the United States after accepting a university place there. The question remains whether Todd will try to stop her from leaving. Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is available to stream on ITVX.